morning, students. This is the sixth video of the chapter Nationalism in Europe. And in this video, we will discuss a subtopic, the age of revolution from 1830 to 48. Now recall what we discussed in the previous video. We discussed about the role of Vienna Congress and emergence of conservatism in Europe. And we discussed that at the same time, revolutionary emerged in order to oppose the conservatives of Europe. Particularly, Giuseppe Mazzini, he established many secret societies, and the main task of secret society was to plan against the conservatives. So this is how the conservatives became very frustrated, they became very alert, and after that they also planned to give punishment to revolutionaries. Now we have to understand that from the period of 1815 to 30, it was a period of conservatism in which the old kings flourished. In that particular period, the old king got opportunity to re-establish the kingdom. But at the same time, another group, that was the revolutionary group, emerged in the European society. And they became strong after some time, particularly in this period. So 1830 to 48 it was the period of revolutionary. In that particular period, revolutionary became prominent in European society. They started revolution all across the Europe. So let's start the discussion how the revolution again started in Europe. In 1830, the second French Revolution started by liberals against the conservatives, against the liberal revolutionaries, against the conservative forces. So you have to understand that in 1789 the first French Revolution took place, and here in 1830 the second French Revolution took place, and it was led by liberals and revolutionaries. And what was the objective? The objective was to overthrow the monarchy that was established through the Vienna Congress or through the Vienna Treaty. So when Bourbon dynasty restored in France, and Louis XVI, the successor of Louis XVI, that is Louis XVIII, when he got the opportunity to rule again the France, the revolutionary became very alert, and through the revolution, through the second revolution, they toppled down or they overthrew the Louis XVIII from the French kingdom. Now Louis XVI was thrown back, and in his place, who came to power? Another constitutional monarch was established, was given the throne, Louis Philippe. So Louis Philippe, in place of Louis XVIII, was given the chance to become the constitutional monarch. Now question may arise, then what is constitutional monarch? Monarch is not going to listen anyone, but if the constitutional monarch is there, he will work according to the constitution. So in the meantime, the revolutionaries and liberals, they established the constitution, and the Louis Philippe, as he was the constitutional monarch, he was given the throne, and he was empowered by the constitution to work for the benefits of the society, all European society. So constitutional monarch, that was the Louis Philippe, was established. So that was the biggest success of the 1830 second French Revolution. So we have to understand that French Revolution takes place, or it must took place 3 times. In 1830, in 1789, and one more time it will take place. So we will understand. Now when French second Revolution took place and Louis XVIII was overthrown from his kingdom and constitutional monarch was established in the France, Duke Metternich, who was the king of Austria, he was a monarch, and he gave the statement that when France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. It means every time the problem starts or revolution starts from the Europe, from the France, and after that it reaches to different parts of Europe. So he blamed France for instigating the revolt, and that is why he gave the statement like this, that when France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. So he tried to show to the world that France is the leader in terms of revolution, and every time it is posing problems, it is posing threat to the conservatives and to the monarchs. So this was the time when monarchs were overthrown and liberals or revolutionaries got the opportunity to re-establish their empire there. Now in the same way, you'll have to understand, as it was the age of revolution, so revolution was going on all across the Europe. In Greek also, the revolution started in 1821. Greek was under the control of Ottoman Empire, and Ottoman Empire was the Muslim empire. From the very beginning, the Ottoman king got the opportunity to rule over Greek. But finally in 1821, the revolution started, and it accelerated in between 1830 to 1848. So in between this period, the Greek War of Independence gained momentum. And after that, they demanded for freedom from the Ottoman Empire. Here many scholars, many intellectuals from other countries, they came to help the Greek people. They asked them to go with their culture. They told clearly to them that your culture was very great, and now you are under the Ottoman Empire that is from different religious group. So you should recognize your culture. You should ask for the revival of your culture, and you should wage a revolution against the Ottoman Empire. So because of the revolt that started, the Greek got independence finally through the Treaty of Constantinople that was signed in 1832. So we need to understand here that the age of revolution clearly earmarked three things. The first thing was that the monarchs now understood that their period is over. Second thing, that the time was there when the constitutional monarch or democratic government was to be established. And the third thing was that there was a revival of ordinary people in the different parts of Europe, and particularly to the original culture, as we saw in case of Greek. So here is the topic that is related with the age of revolution. So we have to connect it with the previous topic, with the previous period. The period was from 1815 to 1830. In 1815, Napoleon was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo. After that, the Vienna Congress convened, meeting of Vienna Congress convened, and finally from 1815 to 30, it was the phase of growth of conservatives. And from 1830 to 48, it was the phase for growth of revolutionaries. And we saw so many revolutions there. So this is all about this topic. Now come to question answers. The first question is that what was the significant about the period of 1830 to 48? And you can write the answer like this, that this period was remarkable. Why? Because in this period, revolutionaries, they became important and they got importance. And after that, they uninstalled the monarchs one by one in different parts of Europe. So that was the biggest achievement of the revolutionary, because from the very beginning, their objective was to remove the monarchs or conservatives. And now they became successful in this particular phase, in this particular period. So we can tell easily that this was the age of revolution, and in this age of revolution, the monarchs got displaced by the liberals or by the revolutionaries. Thank you so much. This is all about this question. Thank you so much for coming and taking the lesson. Thank you so much.